Hey bro, Tinos, I just woke up this morning on the opposite side of my bed, so I took to Google to figure out why this happened and I was shocked. I was so interested in the subject that I felt I had to share with you. This video was sponsored by Hippo Tears. More on them later. Okay, so when I looked up the phenomenon of I did a 180 in the middle of the night without realizing it, I found a post on usgovernment.net directly addressing this occurrence, and it was deemed parallax lighting. This has been common in all species, dating back to the dinosaurs 142 years ago. Scientists have been researching this since scientists were a thing, but they haven't found any proof of any of the theories yet. I worked on this for 2 years, sifting through all the evidence, all the convoluted backstories, and I believe I have created the strongest theory as to why this happened, so please, enjoy the video. You know when you start to fall asleep, your muscles relax, but then they jump and wake you up because there's a robber outside your house? Well, the theory is that parallax lighting is a symptom of this. Your body has little sensors called infomians which tell you when there is any danger. They are more aware and more advanced than any of your senses are, but they take a lot of your energy and you only have about 50 of them, so your body stores them away for when you were in a high-stress situation or when you were asleep. Even though infomians are so much more advanced than any of your senses, they can commit errors. If you have more than 50 infomians, your body rejects them. This can be caused by eating a piece of human flesh that has an infomian or infomians in it. Scientists lean toward this theory as to why we parallax light, but there's no proof of it, especially because parallax lighting has happened to people without infomians. The body can generate infomians or false infomians if it really needs to. This is extremely damaging to the nervous system because it consumes a chunk of the brain upon generation. The purpose of me telling you this is that when an infomian is consumed, it doesn't leave any DNA residue like infomians do. So when parallax lighting has occurred to someone without any infomians, and infomians could be the reason behind this, but there is no proof. But how do dinosaurs factor into this? Yes, you heard me right. This goes into the whole what happened to the dinosaurs theory, so I will only be addressing the one that fits into this video. 173 billion years ago, the dinosaurs apparently went extinct, but a new discovery suggests that the dinos made a spaceship and flew away from the planet before Mount St. Helens erupted, which would have killed them all. How does this fit into the theory, you may ask? Well, a good friend of mine told me that the dinosaurs thought us humans were responsible for causing them to parallax slide because there were already some tensions between us two species. The leader of a dino tribe died due to parallax sliding because he was sleeping on a volcano. This spawned the second war between the dinos and the prehistoric humans. After 204 years, the war finally calmed down and the dinos and the humans made a peace treaty, which we referred to as the Constitution of Independence. But even still, the dinos had a grudge against the humans and refused to take us on their spaceship. Due to this, the humans had to burrow underground, and as a result, we started an underground society. 2 years later, the president of the USA, Underground Society Alfredo, went to the surface and discovered absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, the dinosaurs were camping the exit to the underground society the humans made and mind-controlled the president. The dinosaurs gave him something we call infomians, a genetic construct prevalent in dinos, and told him to put it in everyone's microwaved mac and cheese. The night after people ate their spiked mac and cheese, everyone was parallax lighting. The tribe didn't know what happened and shrugged it off, not thinking it was worth talking about, but there was one villager who did not parallax slide. This means that to this day there could be a family line that is immune to parallax lighting. Now this seems pretty cut and dry, does it not? Well, we haven't found any evidence of space dinosaurs, and the USA was nuked. But this also leads into the bubonic plague. As all of you know, the bubonic plague was a horrible famine in which people could not eat because a chemical gave them a disease that makes one clamps oneself's throat. During this time, there was only one thing you could eat: water. The water they had at the time was unfiltered and full of dangerous substances. This was good because it also came with some sustenance. There was one specific type of chemical in the water, halluninite. Halluninite is found in Arctic glaciers that have melted. Halluninite washes the shores of China, where the bubonic plague took place. There were mass deaths from the plague, and the people that were lucky enough to survive suffered from a condition called parallax lighting. But how does halluninite play into this? Well, halluninite paired with infomians creates the bubonic plague. If you do not have any infomians in your body for halluninite to couple with, your body will deteriorate. There is a high chance of your body even still deteriorating if you have infomians. It will just be slower because halluninite essentially consumes infomians, and after they are gone, it forces your body to produce infomians until your brain is completely destroyed. Now you would probably think because of this, infomians would be extinct, right? Well, yes, they were, until just recently, 1878. Thomas Higglesworth was a renowned college professor of martial arts since 1832, but on March 2, 1878, his life would change forever. He was driving home and saw something very peculiar: a man playing a banjo. At this point in time, a banjo has not been invented, so it was quite a sight to behold. He sang about the bubonic plague and everything that happened with the Illuminati and Infomians, and he was so inspired by the song that he gave up his career in marital arts to study Infomians. He would travel the world finding the most insignificant traces of Infomians. The dinosaurs caught wind of Higglestiff and decided to bring him to their planet they call Earth. There he found a beautiful society with telephones, magazines, plumbing, but most importantly, Infomians. Enough to spread to every single human. Higglestiff grew jealous. The more time he spent there, the more time he was consumed by the need for Infomians. The dinosaurs brought him back with enough Infomians to spread to the world. This was not enough for Higglestiff. He wanted more. When he got home, he spread the good word of Infomians. Infomian addiction got so popular that the supply of Infomians ran out. So Higglestiff called up the president of the ASA, Above Ground Society, Alfredo, and told him that they needed the planet Earth. It was full of potential and it naturally spawns Infomians. After some bartering, the president decided to go to war with dinosaurs, and planet Earth started the 4th Dinosaurs vs. Human War and the 78th Planet War. After 120 years, the war was finally over, the dinosaurs became extinct, and most humans moved onto the planet Earth. Previously, the whole world was ruled by only one person, but everyone decided to split into 347 separate countries. When people got to Earth and used a computer, they saw that the furthest date was December 31st, 1999, which started a large conspiracy that the world would end on that day, and it did. Earth exploded along with 9 billion people living on it, but there was still hope for humanity. Some people stayed on the previous planet. Mostly paranoid people, but still people. They named the planet that they lived Earth in memory of the 9 billion people that died. 5 years later, every single person on Earth was diagnosed with severe depression. Afraid for humanity, the president brainwashed everyone, including himself, for a better tomorrow. And that is where I will leave us. Special thanks to Hippo Central for sponsoring this video. Are you feeling old? Are wrinkles starting to become apparent? Are you constantly out of energy? Well, Hippo Central is just the product for you. Hippopotamus tears can make you feel young again, and they come in multiple different flavors. Swamp, in-between couch cushions, high chair, and cookies and cream. Order now with code DNOB2 to get 2% off your first order.